Hello, Facebook world. Oh, I'm so happy to be just sharing with you guys and connecting. It's kind of a crazy world we live in that we can just hop on Facebook and connect with the world. Like, how magical is that? Thank you for joining me live tonight. I know I have a lot of people eager and excited to hear my story, a little bit about what I do and how I've done what I've done in a little over 3 years. So I'm just pumped to connect with you guys. So first of all, I have notes because I am a mom of 3 children, 5 and under, and my brain, boop, boop, it just doesn't work as well as I would like it to anymore. So I'm hopefully going to keep on track with my notes, and I want you guys to know that this may look fancy, okay? Here I have on a nice shirt, I have a little bit of lip stain on, I have some earrings, but all this happened in the last 3 minutes because secretly I have on pajama pants because I work from home and I can wear pajama pants and nobody will know. What's up, what's up? So yeah, I love my job, but I don't even consider it a job. It doesn't even feel like work to me. So here I am in pajama pants. We've had dinner with the kids. I nursed my tiny little baby to bed. I gave my big kids kisses. They're in there with my husband watching Despicable Me, eating a bowl of popcorn, and here I am doing my job. What? How is this even real world? This is not the real, what? This is crazy. Okay. So it's such a blessing. I have been blessed to work with my leaders and my organization to grow a rather large Jamberry team, and it has been such a wild, incredible ride. And I just want to give you guys a chance to hear a little bit about what that looked like, and maybe it'll strike a chord with you. Maybe you'll see your story in my story. So let me just dive right in. So starting off, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Of course, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking time to be curious about Jamberry as a business opportunity. And just thank you to anybody who has shared this video or invited somebody to listen, because I never know when Jamberry will change somebody's life. And I just feel like, in a way, I can never share it too much, because what I've found is that sometimes the most unexpected people join my team and they are incredible. So just have an open heart and an open mind as you're sitting back and listening, and just really try to imagine yourself doing something like this, because I will tell you guys, I never imagined myself doing this ever. I never in a million years imagined that I would be doing this. So again, I'm a normal mom. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an almost 1-year-old. I've been married for 11 years, and part of my Jamberry story is those people, those 3 little people, that one big person, and how much I love them. And time is precious and life is precious, and Jamberry has afforded me so much more time with the 4 of them, which is time I'll never get back. So let's dive right in. What does my Jamberry story look like? So I am blessed to earn over 6 figures every year, which means I make over 100,000, and it has blown me away. I did not even know that people even made money in these type of businesses. So earning 6 figures and being a 6-figure earner has been such a blessing for our family, and I'll get to that a little bit later. I'm on track to earn my first million probably in the next year. So again, I've only been with Jamberry 3 years, so you can do the numbers. That is going to be an incredible moment. So that's where we are in money wise. Like, it always makes me nervous, but I know that people are like, is this lady like making $5 or something? Like, what's her deal up here? So April was 3 years ago that I decided to start a small business with Jamberry. And the most important thing that I want to do is I am only me and Jamberry because of my amazing leaders and my amazing team. So thank you to each and every single consultant on my team. And thank you to my leaders because they lead the pack and they lead their own teams, and they are just incredible women. So I am just so indebted and honored to be their leader, and so thankful for all of them. So let me paint a picture. What did my life look like before Jamberry? Because this is really like where Jamberry hits home for me. When I think back about what did my life look like before I started my Jamberry business. We were living in Austin, Texas. What? Austin? So much fun. And I don't want you guys to think that my office is very fancy. I mean, I love my office, but look over there. Right there? That's a vacuum. And look over here. That's the little kid crazy play area. Whoa! I think we even have abominable snowman feet. Yes, we do. Do you guys see these shenanigans? And I wouldn't be lying. You guys saw my pajama pants that I have on with this fancy outfit. That's my pajama shirt, and you know what's happening after this. I'm putting it on and watching my Netflix. Well, wait, I heard that that's code for something. It's not code in this house. We are really watching Netflix. Okay, moving on. So what did my life look like before Jamberry? Okay, my husband was a huge construction project manager. He was doing this massive job in downtown Austin, Texas. It was so stressful. He loved it, and he's such a hard worker. But he was working long hours, you guys. Like, oh my gosh. I remember I was home full time with our two oldest children. One was 2.5 and one was 8 months old. And I remember one time my husband called me on a Friday, and I thought he was coming home early, and I was so excited because I just felt like it had been the longest week ever, and I was like, this is so awesome. Like, we're going to be able to do like out to dinner as a family. He's coming on his way home. He was actually calling me to say he was coming home to take a nap in order to go back to work. And I was like, wait, what? You went into work this morning at 4:30 a.m. And he's like, I know, I need to come back and I need to now take a nap so that I can go back and work until about 2 a.m. And I remember crying, you guys. Like, I started crying because I just felt like it was always me and the kids, and my husband was working these like 10, 12, 13-hour days, and I just missed him. And in a way, like, I would feel like anger, and that's awful. If I can go back and do anything, I would have been a better spouse to him because he was providing for our family. But I just missed him. He is my person. He's like my rock. And that was really hard. Okay, so when Jamberry just came into my life, I said, okay, I have been a stay-at-home mom full-time for almost 2 years. And is this something that I want to do? And so we decided that I would just have a goal of 1 date night a month. That was my goal with my Jamberry business. My husband was like, please, like, I think you should buy the kit, like all this, you know, just saying to me, please buy the kit, buy the kit. And I just kept saying to him, but I like our life now. And I don't know if I want to start a business. And that sounds really stressful. And like, it just sounds so crazy. And so we kept going back and forth. But here's the thing, you guys. When I started to really look at what did my life look like? A husband that works, 12, 10, 13-hour days. Our bills and everything was month to month. Like, we lived on a really tight budget. We could only go out to eat once a month. My children, couldn't do preschool. We had no extras. Like, we pretty much paid the mortgage and lived. So it was just pretty intense is what I'm saying. We didn't really have a lot of balance. I feel like when the weekends came, he'd want to rest and I'd want to rest, and it just was all very confusing. And I just felt like nobody was really getting what they needed or what they wanted. When I would go to the grocery store, it felt very confining because it was a very tight budget. And although I would want to choose things like organic produce for our family, oh, they can come say goodnight. Night night. Night night. Ah! Ow, ow. Ow, I know, you're rolling over toes. Nash didn't mean to. Okay, say night night. Okay, love you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there are my children going night night, and toes being rolled over. Okay, so what I wanted to do was like shop organic. I can't believe that just happened. I wanted to shop organic and I couldn't, and it was things like that, you guys, that I wanted for my family. And I said to myself, you know what? If I can help my family in this way, and I can take a little bit of pressure off of my husband to pay for these sort of things and just invest in something that I'll love and have fun with girlfriends and get out of the house one night a week, and I can help our family, what? That's like the biggest win-win. So my husband was like, lady, buy the kit already. I cannot talk about this kit again. Please don't make me talk about the Jamberry kit again. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I took some money out of our budget, bought the Jamberry kit. So let's talk about, that was life before. Let's talk about life and during, like the first year. What did my first year of Jamberry look like? So I molded over again for a few weeks. I wish I would have just jumped right in, but I am a thinker and I just wanted to take the time to really think it through. And I should have just freaking bought the kit, because truthfully, there's so much goodness in that kit. And when I just thought about, hey, I'm not going to go to the salon for the next 6 months and then it's just going to pay for itself, right? And I was so tired of going to salons and getting my nails all messed up and getting home and not having that color polish and just being like, what a waste of our money. Like, we have budgeted for this. So when I started Jamberry, Jamberry was almost a 3-year-old company, okay? So I didn't get in at the beginning. Like, I'm not one of those people that like lucked in at the beginning. And first of all, people don't really luck into anything in this business. Like, you gotta work. So it was about 3 years old, this company, and it was, I think there were about 70,000 consultants already. And there were some already in my hometown. There were some in Austin, Texas, where I lived. There were some in California, where we just moved from. So it was already like people in America knew about Jamberry. So I just said, you know what? I don't have to have any inventory to be a consultant. All I have to do is like sell $600 worth of Jamberry in a year. And if I don't, then I'm not a consultant anymore. Like, big deal. So I just said, you know what? I don't really have anything to lose. And this product makes me feel more polished, makes me feel beautiful, makes me feel put together. Like those of you guys who didn't see from the beginning, like I am in sleepy pants. You know, and you guys, even when I'm in like activewear and my nails are done, I feel polished. When I'm wearing like zero makeup and my hair is wet, like, you guys, seriously, there's nothing fancy about me. Like, look at, when my hair is soaking wet from the shower or from the pool like this, but I have like my nails done, I feel so put together, right? So yes, and Ashley, one of my girls, thank you, Ashley, she reminded me that you can still be a consultant even if you don't do 600. When I signed up, that was the rule. It's not even the rule anymore. So I was just telling myself, like, listen, you have nothing to lose, do it. Okay, so I did it. So what did I do? You guys, I was so generous. I pretty much said to everybody and anyone, do you want to come play with my Jamberry? Like, come over and just play with anything. Let me get a bottle of wine, which I can write off for tax purposes. Let me get a bottle of wine and have you over and let's sit down and just do our nails. And really, I want to just tell you guys that a small part of me looks back and thinks, being a stay-at-home mom, it can get dark. Like, and I don't mean dark because I have and had the best girlfriends. I just mean like you are committed to being those children's everything during those years. And in a way, you just forget that there's like a person in you. And Jamberry like reignited that for me. And I just was able to then find myself through all of this again, and in a way just connect with women, talk about intelligent things, have conversation, drink wine, laugh, like have adult conversation. So it was amazing. Dropped a Jamberry bomb on my entire network and just said to everybody, I just want you to try these. They're so awesome. You know, we only had nail wraps back then. Now we have a million different amazing products. We have gel, we have polish, also known as lacquer. We have a hybrid coming out in a couple days called Color Cure. We have a foot care line with this foot file that like puts everything in a salon to shame. I'm telling you, this foot file is worth every penny. We have hand care that, like, my mom is like, the hand care is the bomb.com. Like, she loves our hand care. There's just so much goodness now. Like, Jamberry is not just nail wraps. We are like absolutely a company with so much more than just nail wraps. Like, we are not just nail wraps. So, but when I started, we were just nail wraps. So what did I do? So in a way, I sat down with my husband and I said, okay, so here's my goal. I want you to know my goal, because I played soccer in college, and I'm just one of those people that believes in goals. And if I'm going to do it, like, I'm going to do it big. So here's my goal, babe. And he said, okay. And I said, well, it was a date night, but we have way surpassed that. And I was a few months in, and it was kind of chaotic. And I said, I need you to come home 5 nights a week from work, and I need you to then let me go to work. And he's like, what? Where are you going to go? And he's like, okay, like, do you want to go to the coffee shop? And I said, no, I like want to go up to our bedroom with my laptop. I just need that time to like shut my brain off from being like a full-time lead parent all day. And I want 100% to work 5 nights a week. And that is what we did, you guys, for about 4 months straight. My husband would work those long days, and he would come home and he would make dinner. If I didn't already have it like made or in the crock pot, he would bathe our children. We would all eat together. I would help put them down, and then I would go back to work. And in a way, it was tough, you know, because I missed a lot of connecting time with him, but we just reminded ourselves, this is a business. And if we don't treat this like a real business, it's not going to make real money. If we treat this like a fun little side gig, like a little hobby hours, guess what I'm going to make? Hobby money. And I didn't want to make hobby money. I wanted to change our lives. I wanted freedom and flexibility. And I was like, I'm going to drop these F-bombs in my brain. Freedom, flexibility, freedom, flexibility, freedom, flexibility. Like, I just kept telling myself, I can find this for us. So, oh, somebody said their phone is dying. Oh, sorry, Sam and Crystal. I talk a lot. So he said, okay, I'm on board. What's your goal? And I said, okay, like, my goal is, after 6 months with this company, I want to make 10 grand a month. We can do this. I know we can do this. My leaders can get there. I can get there. We can get there. Let's do this. So we did it. And then, you guys, amazing. So I think 9 months into my Jamberry business, I had the pleasure of sitting my husband down and saying, my grandparents' old house that you love in my hometown where I grew up is for sale, and you have always wanted that home. Do you want to take a leap of faith with me, and do we want to just jump and go for it and buy this house? You quit your job, you stay home with the kids, and I will plow myself into Jamberry, like, big time. And he's like, I do. So January 2 years ago, we packed up our stuff and we moved from Austin, Texas to our small beach town in Vero Beach, Florida. And that's still just, like, I still cannot believe that happened. When I think that I built a foundation for Jamberry while being a full-time lead parent, like stay-at-home mom, whatever you call it, I just want you guys to know that you can dream so big in this business, right? And I'm all about, like, meeting everybody where they are in this business. And it was a season of my life where I just knew I could smash it. And I knew that if I had his support, we could do this as a team. And we were a team, and we still are a team. Every day we're a team. We're like a well-oiled machine team now. But what I want you guys to mostly hear is that during the day when I was home with the kids, and I'm still home with the kids, I just sometimes work in the office while my big kids are swimming and my baby's asleep, so nothing has changed there. But when I was full-time home with the kids and my husband was working full-time, I would just open up my laptop, you guys, and I would sit them down, and they were smaller, so I'd say, we're going to watch a Daniel Tiger, and you get a special snack. Mommy has to work for 20 minutes. Everybody's going to sit at the table. Let me set up the iPad with Daniel Tiger. I'm going to work on my laptop. Here's a special snack. As soon as Daniel's over, all this is being shut down, and then we're going to go outside for a walk, or we're going to go to the pool, or we're going to meet friends at the park. So I would take borrowed moments, like those 20-minute segments, and that is when I would work. And I would get a lot of work done. But I'm telling you guys, it's so possible. Like, I was earning a 6-figure income working 5 nights a week from the comfort of my own house, and borrowed 15 and 20-minute segments during the day. Okay? So I just want to make sure that I'm painting a very clear picture of it not being easy and taking a lot of hard work, but that our family had to make sacrifices with the time we had at that time, which meant I worked when my husband got off work. Okay, so what does life look like now, and how has it changed? You know, I always work during naps. And usually the only nap time I take off is sometimes on Friday afternoons. I don't work during naps, and sometimes on Sundays I don't work during naps. Yes, and Ashley, thank you, Ashley. Before I get into what does life look like now, Ashley said, do you have any consultants on your team that work full or part-time careers outside of Jamberry? Yes. And it's sort of the same thing. Like, if they work full-time, like, they will check into Jamberry like a few times during the day, maybe during their lunch, maybe during their commute, they'll listen to some videos. And then when they get home from work is when they'll take some time to check in. When their children go to bed, then they'll check in, and they rock it. We have some pretty amazing career women on our team, doctors, lawyers, and they are incredible. And we have a lot of part-time working women and men, and Jamberry fills the void of other part-time income, so that's been a real blessing in their lives. And then we have full-time lead parents, stay-at-home parents that rock Jamberry. So just know that it can fit your life. I only know my story, so that's what I'm sharing. I don't want to focus or share anybody else's story because I don't know it as well as mine. So I'm going to continue and keep focusing on my own story because I think that that's what's relevant and what I feel most comfortable sharing. Okay, you guys. So life now. What does life look like now? So life now, we live in my grandparents' old house. We moved back to my tiny beach town. My parents live right next door to us, which is incredible. We have since had a 3rd child. She turns 1 in a few days. And my husband is still home full time. We have been able, let me paint the picture also that before Jamberry, we worked really hard to be debt-free except our mortgage. So even before we had our first baby, we paid off student loans, any credit cards we had, everything totally debt-free. Because we just wanted to make sure that we had a foundation for success for us personally. So one of the things that I'm always telling any of my team to do is, you know, when you get your first Jamberry money, start an emergency fund. $1,000 in an emergency fund. So we've been able to build up our emergency fund. It fluctuates anywhere between 6 to 12 months worth of monthly savings. So that has been a blessing to have this huge cushion of an emergency fund. We've purchased 2 cars in cash, which was a really incredible feeling. We bought my husband a beautiful truck, which he loves. We bought me a minivan, a Honda Odyssey, which was incredible. It was really cool going and paying for these cars in cash and actually writing a check. and it just felt really good. And I know that that's not, everybody doesn't agree with that, because like the interest rates are so low, and why would you ever not invest your money, and why did you pay for a car? But for us, the peace of mind of 2 cars paid for in full and 100%, like no debt and no payments, is a blessing. We've been able to pay down over half our mortgage in, what is this, like 2 years. So that's been incredible. Last year alone, we were able to save $50,000. We were able to write off like over $200,000 worth of stuff, you guys. And I say stuff, but really stuff means fun. Like, we were able to write off fun. It was incredible, and it is incredible. So we were also able to give over $30,000 to charity, which was even more fun. And I just can't even, like, I'm glad I'm in this color, because I am perspiring sharing this, because it's so amazing to me that this is what Jamberry has afforded us to be and live and become. So our plans are mortgage free in the next year. That's one of our biggest goals, is just to plow through the remainder of our mortgage. We also really love that, like, in a way, you guys, just the choices, like, I do not believe that, like, money doesn't buy happiness. Money doesn't buy you anything. The only thing that money really can do for you is provide you choices and give you freedom and flexibility that you might not have had. So to me, that is why this has been such an incredible journey, and something that I never hesitate to share, because we didn't have freedom, we didn't have flexibility, and we didn't have a lot of choice. Like, when we were stuck in a salaried position that took a lot of hours, it was 100% active income, his hours equal, he will get paid. And it was tough. It was tough. There's no way around it. Those were tough years. But I do think you have to have tough years to appreciate, the freedom and flexibility that we have now. So I also love that we can set boundaries, right? Like, there's just so many wonderful things that we can do now, and I can set boundaries, like, in my business. But here's the thing, like, I have to set boundaries. So this is going to sound crazy, but I have to set boundaries with myself, because my business never feels like work. Like, it is so fun, and I have to I have to shut my computer and spend multiple nights, like, hanging out with my husband, because marriage is important and I honor our marriage. And so just little things like that, like, I have to set boundaries in this business because it's so fun. Like, what? That's crazy town. So we've been able to go on incentive trips to Maui, Hawaii, and we were able to go to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And I mean, those are just some of the, like, wow things. But when I really think about what has been so amazing, one of the amazing things to me personally, you guys, has been the friendships, right? These are friendships with women that are lifelong. They are business partners. They are women from growing up here in Vero. They are women from traveling the world. They are women that I have met on Instagram. They are women that I have known from college. Like, there's so many amazing women that are now in my tribe for this business from all over the world. I have leaders and teams in the US, in Canada, in Mexico, in Australia, in New Zealand, in the UK. Like, it is so magical. It is a global business, and that's why sometimes I'm up at 6 a.m. because I'm doing calls with my amazing Australian and New Zealand team, and sometimes I'm doing calls in the afternoon when my UK teams are, just settling in for the night. So just know, it's global, it's amazing. Jamberry just wants to be a global brand. They want to be in everybody's house, and they want everybody to know about them. So that's what I think is so cool, is that one day every country is going to have Jamberry, and it will be this amazing business entity that everyone knows about. So I love all the friendships. The me time to me is still so huge, so huge. I mean, last weekend I packed up our new product called Color Cure, and I drove to Fort Pierce, and I plopped down at my cousin's dining room table with some of her best girlfriends, and we just did nails, and we drank wine, and we ate appetizers, and it was magical. And before we knew it, it was 1 a.m. and so I said to my cousin, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sleep on your couch because I had a couple glasses of wine and I don't believe in driving. And I was just thinking, like, how amazing it was to connect with these other women and just do nails, because you know what? You can talk the whole time you're doing nails. Like, the whole time you're sitting there at a table, like, doing your nails, doing wraps, painting, putting them in the our amazing LED lights. Like, the whole time we were having conversation, and it was so magical, and that connection is just something that I think, and truly in my life stage with these amazing little children, I do miss connecting with other women. So that's another reason, like, the friendships and the me time, like, what a blessing, so incredible. And then my biggest reason, I have to take some water, hold on you guys. So one of the biggest reasons that I loved Jamberry, like Jamberry products, Jamberry as a company, is because I was truly missing a creative outlet. With small children, not yet, they just really weren't into like an artistic, they weren't old enough to be an artist and that sort of thing. So I just missed it, and I missed being creative, and I just couldn't find any time for creativity outside my Instagram feed, which was like my journaling and photo taking. That was like the only creativity I had in my life when I started my Jamberry business. And so for me, it was so incredible to be able to like mix and match colors and patterns and stripes and polka dots and plaids, and just really be able to like explore colors and share my individual style through my nails. And one of the things that makes Jamberry such a compelling and easy sell is that it's a share. It's not a sell. Like, when you wear it, people are like, oh, cute nails. And you're like, oh, hold on a second. Let me get you a free sample that I have right here in my purse. It's so easy, and it's such a share, and it's such a connecting thing. And, you know, I just think of all of the other product lines and different direct sales, and I'm always so amazed by women doing so well in those companies, because I think that's not a consumable product and it's not a share. Like, they have to sell it, and they have to keep finding new people to sell it to. Like, the beauty of Jamberry is that it's a consumable product, and it's a share. Like, you can easily share it, and we get so many amazing free samples in our kits. So that was one of the things that creativity to me was just so huge, being able to be creative again and just express my creativity through things other than activewear and, I don't know, clothes with spit up on them. I mean, I remember wearing the baby's blankets and tying them as a scarf, because that's how ridiculous life can get when you are home with 2 small children and completely sleep deprived. Can I get an amen? So, okay. So where do we go from here, right? Like, I want you guys to know that in a way, I never think of, like, I don't have a job. And I know that sounds so crazy. Like, I feel like I have a passion and I have a purpose. And my passion is just helping women. I love just leading women, leading people, and letting them see that they can be bigger than they've ever imagined, and they can be a leader of leaders even when they never even imagine themselves as a leader. And they can step outside their comfort zone in very small ways, and all of a sudden they'll realize how much they turn around and they look at themselves from 6 months before and they think, I don't even know that person from 6 months ago. That is how much I have grown. My character has grown. My safety net, I've just let it down. So I just am just so passionate about working with people to break down those barriers and step out of their own brains, like where they listen to that negativity. And one of the things that really helped me just find my passion and my purpose is an incredible quote, and I want to make sure I get it right. So I'm even going to turn on my computer because I just always say it really quickly, but I blew it up on my computer, you guys, because to me, it's like one of those quotes that's so magical that when you hear it, you're like, oh my gosh. Because, you know, there's a lot of people selling a lot of stuff on Facebook now. And, you know, a lot of people have said to me, how have you done all this? Like, you do not ever even post about Jamberry except when you go on a trip or if you're taking pictures with your team or anything. How have you done this? I tend to pick up the phone, send direct messages, send texts. Like, I don't ever shove any of my products down anybody's throat. Like, I'm always like, hey, get over here and drink wine with me and let's do our nails. And if people are interested in learning more about the product or trying it or anything, then I can go that route. But I just think, in a way, when you come from a place of gratitude and sharing and being a blessing in your business and running fundraisers and being charitable and all of that, like, that giving attitude is not a sales attitude. It's a sharing attitude. And truthfully, like, I am really good at sharing. And so that is where I've always taken my Jamberry business, on a sharing journey. So let me read this amazing quote to you guys. So it says, I used to care what people thought about me until one day I tried to pay my bills with their opinion. And I just love that, because I think sometimes we just play in that thought of, I really care a lot what people think about me. And I think we just all need to remember that people are busy, right? And people have a lot going on. And sometimes cute nails, although it sounds so silly, is like one of the most connecting, fun, awesome experiences that you can have, both with your grandmother, your aunt, your mom, your sister, your daughter, your tween, like your stepdaughter, your neighbor, right? Your church group, your youth group, I could just go on and on, your bowling league, like, it's like, right? And in a way, I just am always trying to remind everybody that when you come from a place of generosity and giving and just having fun, like, you have nothing to lose and everything to win. So I love that quote, and I will leave you guys with one more. And this is another one by Asher Roth that I just gravitate towards, because I think that it can be scary, right? It can be scary putting yourself out there. It can be scary talking about the business. It can be scary just saying to somebody, you know, when I think about Jamberry, I think about you, and I think you would be really good at this business. So here's a quote that I love that always just drives me to be bigger, better, and bolder. And it says, do your thing. Do it unapologetically. Don't be discouraged by criticism. You probably already know what they're going to say. Pay no mind to the fear of failure. It's far more valuable than success. Take ownership, take chances, and have fun. No matter what, don't ever stop doing your thing. And I love that. And in a way, you guys, I just am so passionate about helping people and developing people and working with people to find their own passion and their own purpose through this business vehicle. So I'm just so thankful that I've found, like, not balance. Like, I don't believe there's like work-life balance, right? I believe that that's like this crazy unicorn enigma that's never going to be found, because some weeks I might work 5 hours, some weeks I might work 50. So what I've been able to find through Jamberry, though, is freedom and flexibility, really awesome boundaries, and just this purpose and passion that is otherworldly. That's all. I just can't even put it in other words. So I just thank you guys for your time. Does anybody have any questions? And if anybody's interested in finding out more about the Jamberry business opportunity, so I know that different people are going to share this link out through all over the internet because it's a public link. And what I want you guys to know is talk to the consultant that shared this link with you. you know, they know the business so well too, and just say to them, hey, I would like to have some more information. They have a join link that breaks down more information about our business, so be sure to get their join link. You can join through their link, then they'll be your sponsor. And just know, okay, so Melissa West says, how much does it cost to get started? So in the USA, we have two kits. One is a $99 kit and one is a $200 kit. Those prices are a little bit different in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the UK, just because of the dollar. So in a way, like, the kits are so nominal. Like, that is like nothing. I paid $99 for my kit, and I will flat out tell you guys that that is like, if I could do that over and over and over again, I would. It's like, my husband and I almost laugh. Like, we're like, $99 retired you from working. What? That's crazy. So that's amazing to me. And then when I think about $99 or $200, because there's two different kits depending on what you need, when I think about that, and I just think about how much we spend on getting a manicure and a pedicure at a salon, and that the kit comes with everything you need to do your own nails, I mean, I don't even, like, seriously, you guys, maybe I'll just do it. I might post in the comment feed here 2 New York Times articles that totally rocked my world. And they are the reason why I stand for this business. Like, they are all about salon workers and how their health is at stake, how it is basically like modern day slavery, how the money they make is so ridiculous that they, oh, it's just horrible. It's horrible. Like, they are some of the darkest, it's either Wall Street, no, it's New York Times, 2 articles from the New York Times, and it is just atrocious what is going on in this fast nail, quick nail, hurry up at the salon, and in and out, in and out, in and out. Like, these women are going to doctors, and the doctors are saying, your job is going to give you health problems forever. But they have no choice. They have no choice. So when you, okay, so sorry, I will post those article links in the comments of this video, because I really want to raise awareness about this, and that is another huge reason why I decided to start my business, because I so disagree with that on every single level. When you first start, how aggressive do you need to be successful? So I love that question. So Melissa just asked, how aggressive do you need to be? So here's the thing. In my hometown, I have 3 of my own leaders in this very small hometown. We all 4 of us rock our business. And there are a lot of other leaders in the area, in cities adjoining. Because this is such an online business, it doesn't even matter, like, if your next door neighbor is a Jamberry consultant, it does not matter, because you will rock your business and she will rock her business, and it, like, there will be so little overlap. And if there is overlap, then that's just something that you guys communicate about, like, hey, you take the middle school and I'll take the elementary school, you know? So how aggressive? So, I mean, I will say that I probably sent out 300 samples to people or to the mail in the first couple months with Jamberry. But my husband and I decided, you know what, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this for real. Like, we don't want you to just send out like 20 samples and expect to make like really good money. I sent out hundreds of samples, and I made hundreds of phone calls, and I did hundreds of Skype online, let me show you like how you apply the nail wraps. So I just spent a lot of time, and that is what we signed up for, though. We said, you know, we've got to give it our best go if what we want is freedom and flexibility, and for this to be a life-changing idea for our family. So I would say, I love the word aggressive, and I love that you're even using that, Melissa. But I would say, like, the strongest sharing heart that you've ever had, just let it like explode out of you and just share Jamberry with everybody, because it's a fun freaking product. Like, so many of our products are fun. They are fun and they are connective, and in a way they are meant to be shared, and they are meant to be shared in groups having fun. So Okay, sorry, I'm just reading the comments, and it says, yeah, Ashley said she couldn't do it all because she had just had her son. But yeah, she shared as much as she could. So, and I'm so glad that I get to share my story, you guys, you know, and I know that my story is unique and just for me, and it's not like everybody else's story. And I know that not everybody's husband will say like, hey, I'll pony up for 5 nights a week, you know, and that's okay too, because, you know, we're all different, right? And so for us, that's just what worked. But we also decided, like, at 6 months, we were going to sit down and have another powwow and just discuss, like, how is this looking for our family, and how is this looking for our life, and what is our ROI, our return on investment, and how much have I made, and that sort of thing. So, you know, what's really cool is that at 6 months, we saw this amazing ROI, and then 3 months later was when I was able to say to him, hey, so I don't want to have to hire. Oh, I think we're all done. I think it just knocked me off. Okay, well, you guys are awesome, and leave a comment below. The magic word is... The magic words are freedom and flexibility. Shout out freedom and flexibility below, and I'm going to draw a random name from the drawing. Okay? You guys are awesome. Hopefully this is still going. Okay, freedom and flexibility are the magic words, and I'm going to draw a random name and send you some jam mail. Okay, you guys are awesome. I'm going to draw the drawing. The drawing will close on Sunday night. So, all right, guys. You guys are awesome. Bye.